So, bore da, good morning, everyone. Croeso Sesiwn, a gwych gweld chi gyd yma bore yma. So, welcome to the session. Great to see you all here this morning. The first thing to mention, as usual, the session is being recorded, so just make you aware of that. And there's a link to our privacy notice, which is in the meeting invite if you need any further information as well. So today is the 10th session in our Climate Spotlight series, which is, great. I'm really pleased with how the series has progressed and the variety of topics we've had, etc. And just looking at who's attending, I know a lot of people have attended most, I think, if not all of the sessions. So just to say thank you for that, we may need to look at some loyalty badges, perhaps, or something like that. But diolch yn fawr, thanks very much for attending all the sessions. But of course, croeso a diolch, welcome and thanks to anyone joining us for the first time today as well. So our spotlight sessions are bite-sized 45-minute sessions where we focus on a particular topic with guest speakers, and that's followed by a question and answer session as well. And this series is being facilitated by us, the WLGA, and our climate change support programme, which is funded by Welsh Government. So today's topic, really looking forward to this one, is the online platform and resource Net Zero Go. I'm really pleased to welcome today our guest speakers, Jack and Kat. Really looking forward to hearing from them. And the final thing as well, as I just mentioned, we will have some time. It's a 45-minute session, but we will have time at the end for questions. So you can do that by putting them in the chat, or you can raise your hand as well, and we'll bring you in to the meeting as well. So I think that's it. That's everything I wanted to cover, really. So yeah, if I could hand over to our presenters now, please. Thanks, Jack. Diolch.
Brilliant. Thank you, Dowie. Good morning, everybody. So today you have myself, Jack McNougher, Kat Goot, and Jim Lott. So I'm Jack McNougher, Product Manager for Net Zero Go. We have Kat Goot, our user researcher, and we have Jim Lott, our Knowledge and Content Manager. So we're here today to tell you about Net Zero Go, a free resource, not trying to sell you anything, totally funded, which is yours to take advantage of if you wish. So I'll share a few slides, brief introduction, but then I'll spend probably most of the time actually today showing the platform, and yeah, then it's probably a discussion at the end about ideas about how you might want to use it, or maybe things more that we could do together to support Wales. And I should also say apologies if I butcher any pronunciations. Sincere apologies for that. I was in Monmouthshire and Chepstow over the weekend, which was lovely, very clean. So great job to the local authorities there, and not too hard to pronounce either. So nice little entry into it. Okay, right. Let me share my screen then. We are a small but dedicated team. We're very much here for local authorities as our target audience. So we take your feedback and your questions very seriously. If you want to speak to our team afterwards or pop a question into the chat, one of the guys will answer it. Yeah, we're very much here for you. Okay, so what is Net Zero Go? We've been around a few years, so some of you might have already used us. I'm trying to see if I recognize any names. None straight away. So if you have used us before, we publish new stuff all the time, so it's always worth coming back around after a year, maybe working on a new type of project that you haven't worked on in the past, and you're thinking, okay, I want to bring my knowledge up to speed on this new project area. Or if you're brand new, then also absolutely brilliant. So another thing that I should say as well is that if you do want to log in today, because what I'll do is I'll show the platform, and you might want to follow along some parts or look at some of the things which I'm showing for yourselves. You're very welcome to do that. If you use your local authority email address, it should let you straight in. So obviously most of the UK uses gov.uk, but we also have all of the Welsh email address domains on the approved list. So if you use those, you should go straight in. If you do have any problems with that, please let us know, and we will, because sometimes they change and things like that, right? So if you do encounter a problem, let us know, and you should get straight in. Thank you, Kat, for popping the link in there. Okay. Right, so just a short bit of background. Yeah, we're funded by DESNZ, but we're serving the whole UK. We're working to strengthen our links across, especially Wales and Scotland. We'd be speaking to gov.wales, obviously WLGA, the regional delivery teams. Yeah, we really want to do more together. So what Net Zero Go is and what it does is totally free platform, which is designed to give local authority staff the skills, the knowledge to deliver local energy and net zero projects, right? So although obviously net zero is in the name, when we talk about decarbonisation, it's more than just decarbonisation we support, right? We're talking about renewable generation, buildings, transport, even some things like climate adaptation, public engagement. Quite a wide net in terms of, obviously, because that matches the work that you're doing, right? Is quite a broad church of things that you're looking at. Okay, so what's in it? Again, just continuing the brief introduction. The first section of Net Zero Go is our knowledge library. So what we try and do in the knowledge library is we try and bring the best resources from across the sector into one place, right? So there's a hell of a lot of groups and organizations out there producing guidance, case studies, resources, documents, but the landscape is very fragmented, right? And it's incredibly hard if you're local authority officer on the ground doing a project to know where can I go to find guidance for my EV infrastructure project? Where can I go to find the latest, to see what the local authorities have done, see what case studies have been done with a particular type of technology, whatever it might be. We try and bring the best stuff into one place for you, right? So from experts, Regen, Nevis, whoever, we bring them all into one place. So the first part. Second part is e-learning. So it's probably our most popular area. We have, I think, probably near 20 now with the new ones that we've just published a couple of weeks ago. E-learning courses. So these are, an hour to 90 minutes interactive course where at the end you get a certificate, helps you either bring up your foundational knowledge in a particular project area or get you ready to deliver a project. So sort of level 1 and level 2 foundational knowledge, and then getting ready to deliver a project and risks and business case and everything else. So that's e-learning. The third part is, which is also very popular, is our community forum, right? So a discussion space. So if you couldn't find the answer to a question in the resource library, or if you're working on a particularly tricky thing, and you're thinking, oh, surely other local authorities have grappled with the same problem, you can go there and ask a question and participate in discussion. Those are the three sections, and yeah, a bit theoretical, so I'll share the site. So yeah, like I said, we've been around a few years. We've got 70 odd users from 22 Welsh local authorities. Those figures might be a little bit out of date now. It's probably higher than that because of we've run a few sessions like these over the last couple of months. So probably higher than that now. Yeah, we would love to do more. We'd love to do more. Okay. With that, then, I will stop sharing the slides and I will move to the site. So bear with me 1 second while I switch over. And yeah, like I said, if you do have any questions or anything like that, or if you want to follow along, so if you have any questions, pop them into the chat. If you want to follow along, you're very, very welcome to. Okay, so once you've logged in, you should come to the home screen, which looks like this. There we go. Let me just move Teams back. So this is where you should start. What you will have done is you will have gone through a brief survey to ask you which subjects you're interested in, right? So obviously I've skipped that now. If you want to change what you said in that, you can go to edit my interests. And this is also just a good space to see what are the different areas which we cover. And when we publish new resources, guides, case studies, or whatever, you can use your interests options to keep up to date, right? So say if you're working in a climate team, environment team, sustainability team, and like I said, maybe a new type of project drops on your desk, adaptation resilience, it's obviously very timely at the minute with dealing with extreme heat events and things like that. So say if one of those projects drops on your desk, you can go here, you can check this, check the box, you can save your interests. And then what that will do is when we publish new things, here you go, right? We know that you're interested in this area. You might be interested in this new thing that's come out from organization X, whoever it is. Okay. If you want to get an overview then of everything that's in Net Zero Go, a good place to start is the resource page, and this is a good gateway to the resource library. So what you can do here is obviously we have a big list of stuff, right? So we've got 1,000 odd resources on the site. A little bit slow today. We just control F5. Yep. Right. So yeah, like I said, about 1,000 odd resources covering sort of 30 different project areas. What are those project areas? If you click this drop down here, projects and technologies. Oh, it's locked up again. Sorry. So today, maybe I will go from a different angle. There we go. So projects and technologies. So you can use these as a way to filter. So for example, if I'm interested in fleet decarbonisation, check the box here. It'll bring me back everything to do with fleet decarbonisation. I wouldn't suggest using that to find stuff, but it's just a good way to see what are the different subjects which you can find support for on Net Zero Go. You can also use the navigational links at the top here to find stuff. So renewables, building, transport. These just are probably the most popular or the most common subjects that our users are looking at. Sorry, it's been very slow today. It was super fast earlier when I was looking. There we go. So maybe I'll start with solar PV as a category. There we go. Right. So what we try and do is we try and provide the information in a structured way, which makes it easy for you to find stuff which is helpful for you, right? Because obviously solar is a very big world. If you're new to an area, then what you can do is you can use these experience level filters here to find, in this case, if I click foundation, this will bring me back the stuff which is for beginners, right? So what is the technology? How does it work? Why is it important for me? Why should my local authority consider it? So here we've got our introduction to solar PV e-learning course. We've got our reading list, which is foundational, which will get you from 0 to 1 in solar projects. If you're not a beginner, if you're perhaps the next level and you're looking for something more specific, you can use these filter options here. So for example, I'm thinking about, okay, what business model is right for my local authority's solar project? I can check this box here. And what that'll bring me is a list of, okay, these are common business models which local authorities use for solar projects. So for example, very popular at the minute, synthetic PPA. And then what that will tell me all about what synthetic PPA is, how does it work, what should I consider, why is it good, contractual arrangements. Again, I won't dwell too much on the details right now, but you can see what we're trying to do here, right? Here are all the business models which you might want to consider for your project, and then a bit of an overview about what each one is and why you might want to consider it. So sleeve PPA, utility PPA, private wire, but again, let's say that it's not a solar project that you're after. Let's say it's something a bit different, building decarbonisation. I can go over to our buildings, our non-domestic energy efficiency category. Again, I can find, okay, what are some different funding options which are relevant for a project which I'd like to do. Something like I can navigate to a subcategory. Wales obviously full of historic buildings, so I can go to our historic buildings conservation areas category. I can use this then to filter down, and let's see perhaps some case studies from local authorities who've done projects on heritage buildings, listed buildings, whatever it might be. Or maybe it's something a little bit different that I'm interested in, such as if I go back to the category, there we go. Perhaps it is schools that I'm interested in. So I click on schools. Again, I can look at case studies. So here we have a Welsh case study, Blaenau Gwent schools retrofit. So this was a project between Blaenau Gwent and local partnerships. And what we do is provide the warts and all view of the case study, right? So we break the information down into, in this case, benefits. So for this project, it was lower bills for businesses, or in this case, lower bills for the school, reduced carbon emissions, of course. What was which buildings were involved? In this case, municipal school building. Here it is. Components. So what technologies were in view? What technologies were used? LED lighting, speed bumps. Where did the money come from? Right. In this case, it was Salix. What were the benefits or the impacts of the project generated, and what sort of volumes are we talking about? So you can see here that we're trying to provide structured information which is easy for you to then find the bit that you're interested in. Some of the projects will have warts and all lessons learned as well, which is maybe I'll see if I can find one. If I go to solar PV and I'll look at the case studies here, I think we have a couple of Welsh case studies here. This one here is Welsh. So it's a solar PV project on a landfill site. So a bit of history about the project, the business case, the planning side of things, the financial case, benefits, the buildings that were involved, the technology that was used, the risks, right? So the juicy stuff, the risks and the lessons learned. Again, I won't go into the details right now, but you can see what we're trying to do here. So yeah, we have resources, like I said, from across the sector. If you want to find Welsh specific stuff, you can just search for Welsh, and we have a collection here called Welsh Resources. This is everything that we've had, which is from organisations serving Wales, right? So we've got a couple of things here from Welsh Government. This media toolkit is very, very popular for your behaviour change, public consultation, public engagement type of projects. We've got one resource from the WLGA, a best practice note on private wires, and then some case studies from Welsh local authorities. So we have 6. So you can see what we're trying to do here. Again, this is an area where we'd love to expand, right? So one of the things I'll show just at the end is if your local authority is maybe produced a homegrown resource, a guide, a document, whatever, and you think this could benefit users from across Wales or even across the UK, we have a way that you can submit that to us, and we'll of course, you'll have full control over. I want to change it. I want to take something down, and we'll make sure it's fully attributed to you so that the credit is very clear and things like that. But yeah, you're very welcome to speak to us and do that as some of these organisations and local authorities have already done. How are we doing time? Okay, right. That's the knowledge library. Okay, so then the next section I will show, and let me just have a quick eye on the chat. Okay, a few things. Maybe guys, if you could answer the questions in the chat, Kat and Jim. Right, so the next thing I'll go to is e-learning. So the e-learning courses I mentioned before. So if you go in the top right to e-learning, you'll get to the section. Again, these are totally free. These are interactive. These are self-led. What I mean by that is it's at your own schedule. You can start one and then come back to it a week later, a month later, totally fine. Some of them you'll notice as well are CPD certified. I'm not sure how popular CPD is in Wales, but we do notice that some local authorities across the UK like their staff to do CPD, a certain number of hours per year. So if your local authority is participating in CPD, then you can log it as part of your professional development. And at the end, like I said, you get a mass certificate. So we have, I think, almost 20 courses live at the minute. So a couple of these are on domestic buildings, building business cases, energy storage, solar PV, local decarbonisation planning, obviously a key area for Wales, non-domestic building decarbonisation. So we've got 4 on those. We've got 2 on heat networks, and these are our 2 new ones here on hydrogen as well. Building physics, there's 2 and 3 on non-domestic buildings, funding and financing your way to net zero, procurement, and introduction to planning. So yeah, we try and publish new courses regularly as we can. Like I said, the idea that when you'll see 2 in a series is that the first one, the what and the why. What is it? How does it work? What's that foundational knowledge, which will get me, I'm able to have informed conversations with my team. Then the second one is, okay, I'm getting ready to deliver a project. So building the business case, risks, lessons learned, business models. Yeah, the next level of stuff, which is beyond just how does it work, and which is, okay, I'm getting ready to deliver my project. So if I just take one at random and show you an example. So, okay, I haven't started this one before. I click onto this is the course front page. Here I can get an idea of what's in it. So this one has 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 parts. Each one of those will have a short quiz at the end. Here's an idea of what's in it. So the first section here is on commercial relationships. Obviously, I won't go through the whole thing now, but I'll just give you a brief idea of what it is. So it might be reading some information, maybe watching a video, doing a little puzzle, listening to a piece of audio. I can then mark it as complete and then go to the next one. And in fact, maybe I'll skip to a quiz just to show you that, because our quizzes, they're very light touch, right? So it's just a quick multiple choice thing here. So it's a 5-part multiple choice quiz. I just select an option and then go to the next one. So we're not trying to, set an exam, right? All we're trying to do with this is just reinforce the learning which was in the previous module. Okay. If I go to one which I've completed, then I'll show you the certificate as well. I should have mentioned before as well, actually, if you go back to your homepage on your dashboard, you've got a few options. So you have my favorites, which is if you've found a case study or a piece of information, you can save it using the star icon, and that will put it onto your favorites. Obviously, there's a lot in there for a go. You don't necessarily want to read everything all at the same time, but you might want to add things to your favorites and then come back to them later. If you want to see your e-learning progress on previous courses that you've started, you can go to the e-learning part of your dashboard. So here you can see I'm partway through a couple of these. There's a few which I've enrolled on and not started. There's one here at the bottom, Introduction to the Business Case, which I've completed, talking about the 5-case model. If you click the button here, then you can see your certificate as well. So it's just, yeah, very simple thing, looks like this. Or you can go to the completed course page after you've done it. Well, hey, congratulations. You can go back and then check the modules which you've already completed. All right. So let's say that I found a useful piece of information on a course which I already completed. I can go back. I can select a course and I can go back and view it. Of course, we don't want to hide it from you once you've completed it. You can go back and check it. Okay. I always do these things far too quickly, so I'm going to just stop for a second and just check that everyone there's any questions or anything. Okay, good. Couple of things have been sorted in the chat. Right. Okay. So the final part then, which I'll show, is the community. So in the top right-hand side, you have this link here, which will get you to our community section. Or in fact, I think I'm going to show the whole thing. So yeah, if I go to the community domain, so the community section, this is a safe space, right? None of this information is publicly available, and in fact, there are sections of it which even you won't be able to see because it's a private group that serves, for example, let's say Scotland, right? So there will be sections of it that you can't see as well, and so don't worry if there's something which I can see on the right hand side which you can't. This is a safe space. This is for, okay, I'm thinking about, I was looking for something in the resource library, but I couldn't find the answer. Or maybe it's, I'm dealing with a really niche, tricky problem that is perhaps something using a relatively new technology. And I know that there's not much experience out there, or there's no, published guides or anything like that yet. But I know that other local authorities are also working on it or looking at it or are doing it. It's for those kind of situations when you're thinking, I'd like to draw on the knowledge from the sector, but it's not in a formalized situation yet, or it's even for one of just those subjects where it's not the kind of thing which you'd put into a guide, but you still want to find the information. So if I just scroll down my feed. In terms of the functionality, it's a fairly sort of standard discussion type thing. It's similar in some ways to like a LinkedIn or an LGA forum or whatever. But like I said, there's a private safe space and structured around different discussion areas. So got a one here from last week about heat network tenant standing charges. So this is an example of something which obviously knowledge would be in a lot of people's heads, but you wouldn't necessarily put it into a guide or a document or something like that. Our team will also post announcements on here if we've published something new or made something available to the user base. We'll also announce it on here. And it's a good place to ask questions like this one, right? So fundings for solar panels on school buildings, and then we can see other users from other local authorities answering it. It might be that we answer a question. It might be that someone like perhaps the LGA, the WLGA answers the question. It might be that another Welsh local authority user answers the question. That, like I said, there's a few different people in here, but it's very much a local authority and local authority adjacent space. And we try and get everything answered as well. It does take a little while for some of them, but we try and get everything answered. Maybe I'll find another good example here. Some of these. Okay, here's a good one. Non-construction costs for rooftop solar, right? So again, the kind of thing which you wouldn't really find necessarily in a guide or a document, but you might, that other people know it. So, and then here's someone from the East Midlands giving their experience of it as a rough guide. Great example. So that's the community forum really. Like I said, it's fairly sort of standard in terms of the way it works. You're welcome to use it. You're welcome to not use it. We could also think together about if there's something that we want to do specifically for this audience or for Wales in general. We could have a Welsh section which was private, hidden, so no one else could see it, and then it's just for an audience such as this one. Perhaps you already have spaces to do that, though. I don't necessarily want to replicate. If you've already got Teams channels and things like that, that's absolutely fine. It's really up to you. So if you do have any ideas on how you'd like to use this, or if you'd like to use it, we're very happy to have a chat with you and think about what the best way to set something up might be. And then I think the final thing to say then, and which is related to that, before I finish. So if I go back to the site, if I go back to Net Zero Go, if you want to speak to our team, you have over here the contact us. That will give you a direct line to our team. If you're having a technical problem, if you have something to share, the content, if you know that if you want to make a request, hey, please could you create an e-learning course on subject X? I know subject X is very popular in Wales. It's becoming more popular. There'd be value in producing an e-learning course for it. Then please speak to us and we'll do our best. Obviously, we can't make any promises, but we do like to. We have a roadmap of things that we can do, and then we can use evidence like that to inform what we do on our roadmap. So that's helpful. And I think the final thing to show is our content submission page, which I'll find the link to. In fact, maybe let's start the discussion section of the call then, and I'll drop the link just as we're doing that. But I hope that was useful. Anyway, sorry, I've been talking for half an hour. I should probably pause. I hope you found that useful. I hope there's something in the site which benefits you. Like I said, you can use any of the three parts independently of each other, or you can use all three, or you can use none of them. It's totally up to you. So yeah, just as a recap, the resource library, the e-learning, and the community forum. Jim's got his hand up.
Yeah, just very quickly on the content. If anybody's got some content, I think Rhiannon asked in the chat. Happy to talk about it. Depends what it is. So instead of using the submission route for now, be good just to have a chat. We do have a sort of an online submission route. So if there is something you want to submit to us, it's a very simple, either pass us the document or share us the link. There's some IP information around there as well that we need to understand, and whose it is and what we can do with it. But yeah, the best bet is if you've got some, get in touch with us, because then it might be there's some interesting ways we can make it visible, or we can take some content you haven't got published and do something with it. So have the chat to us. If there is a big package of stuff you think we're missing, especially in the Welsh context, yeah, let's have a chat and we can maybe put that on as a lump all together and have a little program around making sure the content is all aligned. So put the submission route in, but I think we'd prefer to have a discussion first.
Great. Thanks very much, Jim and Jack, for presenting. And I know you've obviously been busy in the chat as well, answering a couple of the queries there.